I finally got around to doing a video of my Curtis AM9. I've got my assistant here today. I've got Alfie the Greyhound, so he's going to help me. Why did I choose Curtis? So, as you know, I'm into BMX. I've been into BMX since 1982. And so I've always known about the Curtis name. And when I got into mountain biking, after a while, I realised Curtis is still around and they now make mountain bikes, and they have done for quite a few years. The frames they're custom made. I think it's in Somerset, but they're made here in the UK, all handmade. And it was a bit of a dream bike for me. I was like, I want one of these, but they were just out of my price range. The frames, I think at the moment, I can't remember. I'll put it up on the screen if I remember. But they are pretty expensive, and I couldn't afford one basically. So I ended up getting a Nordist Bardino. I'll put a picture of that up, and that was a beautiful bike. Absolutely loved it. But unfortunately I got burgled. My house got burgled. I kept all my bikes in the house thinking they'll be safe, and that got nicked along with a few other things. I don't think the bike was targeted at all. I think he just saw, oh, shiny bike, I'll have that. Anyway, he's been locked up for it, so good news there. The insurance were great, and I decided to use all my insurance money to go for my dream bike, the Curtis AM9. So Curtis bikes, they started in 1972, most wonderful year because that is when I was born. And it was started by Brian Curtis, who started out making motocross frames. And then when BMX took off, he started making BMX frames. And then now they make mountain bike frames, BMX frames, gravel bike frames, and custom frames, pretty much whatever you want, I think. It's now owned by Gary Woodhouse, but until recently, all the frames were still brazed by Brian Curtis. So I emailed Gary to start to inquire about the frame, and it went from there. So they are custom built. The tube set's chosen for your weight, your riding style. So Gary was really helpful in this. And because of my weight, sometimes you can get the frame made mainly from Reynolds 853 tubing, but he said it would probably not be great for my weight. I currently weigh around 110, 112 kilos. So he helped me choose the tube set. I stuck with the standard geometry. So the tubing we went with is a mix of Reynolds and T45 tubing. So I'll tell you what I've got. So the down tube is T45 tubing. The top tube is Reynolds 853, and it's actually a down tube. The seat tube is Reynolds 653. The seat stays at T45. The chain stays are, I'm probably going to pronounce this wrong, is Deda Kai, if I've got that correct. It's Dedaccii. And as I said, the geometry is standard. So from there, I had to choose the components. And this is where I had so much help from Stiff Cycles, who unfortunately are no more. So when I had the burglary, I got paid out. But before I got paid out, I had to get a price list for all the parts from my previous bike. And I was a bit worried. I was like, well, what shop's going to do that? Oh, can you do all this for me for nothing? I emailed Stiff Cycles because I have used them for a few parts before, and they could not have been more helpful. I used their store in, I think it's in Gloucestershire, because I knew I wanted to pick the parts up, and I could drop in there on the way to my in-laws who are in the Forest of Dean. If I remember correctly, the guy's name was Elliot. I hope I've got that right. But he was really helpful. He priced everything up for me, and I did say to them, look, if you do this for me and they pay me out, fine, I'll order all my parts from them. And the insurance did pay me out, and I did order all my parts from them. I've gone with, I am a bit of a Hope fanboy, so I've gone with a lot of Hope parts which I had on my previous bike, the Nordist. But I've chose Hope because I do like the idea of when you need parts for any of their components, you can get anything down to the smallest parts. You can just keep the parts running. I hate a lot of things where if something breaks, it's just disposable and you just throw it away. And I was like, I just think it's wrong. Where Hope, you can get the smallest part and just keep the parts running for years. Plus, because the frame is British made, I wanted to stick to as many British parts as I could. So, the main part, the Curtis AM9 frame. It's size large, and I chose smoked clear coat because I do like colours on bikes, but this does show off all the brazing, and it's stunning. And I'm really glad I went with this colour. I know it's the most popular colour. I say the most popular, they've only made, at the time of getting this frame, it's the 29th AM9 they ever made. And I think this is only the second one they made without the seat brace. So there used to be a brace here, but they got rid of that. So you could run longer dropper posts. And he did ask if that's what I wanted, and I said yes. And to be honest, I really like it. It's a bit cleaner. It's almost like a big BMX frame. And this is why I went with the clear coat, because you get this stunning brazing that you can still see, where obviously if you have the other colours, it's all hidden. And it's just stunning. To me, it is anyway. So yeah, I'm really, really happy with the frame. And the forks, my previous bike had Fox 36s with Kashima coating. It's the Fox 36 factories. They are expensive, but they look really nice. So I'm really happy with them. I've got the reserve aluminium wheels. I couldn't quite stretch the budget to the carbon ones, but I didn't really want, I'd say I didn't want any carbon on here, but I have got something that's carbon on here, you may have seen. So we got the reserve aluminium wheels, the DT Swiss 350 hubs. The group set I went with SRAM GX. I had this on the Nordisk. To be honest with you, I was really happy with it. Previous bikes in the past, and only quite a while ago, I've always had Shimano. There's no reason not to have Shimano, but I just fancy something different. So I ended up getting the SRAM GX, and I had no complaints with it. Worked really well, so I went with that again. So, dropper post, I went with Fox Factory. I had one of these on the Nordisk Bardino I didn't have the Kashima coating. I just didn't want too much gold on it. I think the forks are fine. And then I did always wish I had the Kashima coating on it. No reason other than it looks pretty funky. So, and they work really well. The previous one I had just worked well, never had any problems with it. Hence going with the Fox Factory, the Fox transfer post again. But I am glad we went with the Kashima coating. It wasn't much more money, so yeah, it matches the forks. So I am happy with that. So I went with the Hope carbon bars. I've got the Hope stem, and I went with blue because I've seen a lot of these, say a lot, there's not that many of them obviously, but I've seen a lot of the Curtis, everything, and a lot of people always choose Hope orange, which I do really like, but I wanted something a little bit different. So I've gone with the Hope blue, and I'm really glad I did because I haven't seen many bikes with it blue. And I just think it just looks stunning. And here we got the Hope spacers. I've got them in polished. So it's not all black. Now I think the blue and the polish looks really good, but I will have to take one of these spacers out because I have bought something from a little girl, Seren, so she'd come riding with me, which I will show you at some point because it came through today, and I'm going to do a little unboxing video on that. But at the moment, all the Hope polished spacers. And also with this frame, I love a head badge. I don't like it when it's just a sticker stuck on the bike. I do like a head badge. So there you go. I've got Hope Tech 4 levers. I've got these obviously in blue, as you can see, and with the silver levers. I've got the braided cables. I don't even know you can see that on here. No reason other than I think they look pretty cool. Hope headset. So I've got the spacers, but I missed the, oh come on, focus, there you go. Got the Hope headset as well, in blue. And also, let's move this out a bit, you can see, I've got Hope, obviously the Hope calipers in silver and blue, and Hope caliper, Hope disc in silver and blue. Okay, the pedals got Hope F22s. Oh, one thing that I got to mention was the tyres when they've done the wheels. So I've got Magic Mary on the front, hand stamp on the back, grips. So I've got these DMR? Yeah, DMR death grips, because the back black with sparkly bits in. So I've hardly used the bike and they're already torn, so I don't even know how that happened. So I'll probably get some new grips at some point. And also DMR Oi seat. So I saw this, I was like, yeah, it's going to happen, innit? You know, I like my Larry seats on the BMXs, or most of them anyway. I quite like the colour pink, and I love the colour blue. I did get a mud guard, pro guard. I had one of these on my previous bike, but it was a smaller size, and it didn't really do much for me with the 29-inch wheels because it still sprayed in my face. So I've got the longer one this time, so it didn't cock up this time. So at least I got this video done. I hope you like it. Comment, let me know what you think of the bike. I am looking at getting an action camera. I was thinking of getting a DJI Osmo 6 off the top of my head, but let me know if you've got any experience with action cams. I was going to go with a GoPro, but DJI seem to be smashing it out of the park with most things at the moment. So I don't know, what do you think, Alf? Let me know. Anyway, hope you like this video. Give us a thumbs up, comment. But yeah, I hope you like it, and I'm hoping to get some more regular videos in. And sorry if I've waffled, but I don't care, because I'm quite enjoying myself. See ya.